Chapter 175. The atmosphere beneath the golden flag grew heavier as the first elimination battles began unfolding one after another. Every participant gathered there was a genuine genius. Unlike the previous rounds where weaker competitors had often been carried forward by luck or clever decisions, nobody standing beneath the golden flag lacked confidence in their own abilities. Mark Smith's battle ended exactly as everyone expected. The Imperial family genius stepped onto the arena, exchanged several moves with his opponent, and crushed him without ever drawing the serpent spirit sword on his back. The spectators were left amazed, but not surprised. That was the standard expected from Mark Smith. Emma Rock's battle proved more entertaining. Her opponent was the mysterious woman carrying the bamboo umbrella, and for several minutes neither side managed to gain a clear advantage. The battlefield trembled repeatedly under the force of their attacks, before Emma finally overwhelmed her opponent through sheer aggression and secured her victory. The giant carrying the iron pillar won. The bald monk won. Several hidden talents revealed shocking abilities. One after another, the competitors beneath the golden flag demonstrated why they had dared choose the most dangerous battlefield. Meanwhile, Tony remained seated comfortably on a nearby platform, occasionally glancing toward the ongoing battles, while chewing fruit, as though he had paid for a front-row ticket rather than being one of the participants. The sight made many people grind their teeth. His direct pass still irritated countless spectators. Unfortunately, no matter how angry they became, nobody could change the result. Then Leo Clark's name appeared. The discussions throughout the arena immediately grew louder. Unlike Tony, Leo possessed a respectable reputation. He was not considered among the absolute monsters like Mark Smith or Emma Rock, but everyone acknowledged his strength. His swordsmanship had attracted attention throughout the tournament, and many believed he possessed a genuine chance to enter the World Tree Blessing. His opponent was a spear wielder from a hidden martial faction. The young man carried himself with remarkable confidence. His eyes continuously swept across the spectators as though he enjoyed being watched. The battle began. At first, neither side held an advantage. Leo's sword moved with precision and discipline, while the spear user's attacks carried tremendous momentum. The sound of metal colliding echoed repeatedly throughout the battlefield as sparks exploded in every direction. Several exchanges later, even experienced elders watching from above nodded in approval. This was a genuine battle between talented warriors. The spectators became completely immersed. The spear user attacked. Leo countered. The spear user advanced. Leo retreated and immediately launched a counterattack. The battle remained balanced. Then something changed. The spear user suddenly abandoned his previous rhythm. His aura surged. His spear began vibrating strangely. The battlefield seemed to fill with countless overlapping shadows. Leo immediately recognized the danger and attempted to create distance. Unfortunately, the hidden genius had been waiting for exactly that reaction. The spear shot forward. The shadows merged. A terrifying attack erupted. The impact struck Leo directly. Blood sprayed from his mouth as his body staggered backward. The spectators gasped. Leo fought desperately to recover, but the initiative had already shifted completely. The spear user pressed forward relentlessly. Every attack arrived faster than the last. Every strike forced Leo further onto the defensive. Finally, after exchanging more than 30 moves, the hidden genius unleashed a devastating spear technique that shattered Leo's defense completely. The explosion echoed throughout the arena. Leo's body flew from the stage and crashed heavily against the ground. The battle was over. A brief silence followed. Many Clark family members watching from the audience frowned. Losing was not shameful. Everyone understood that. The golden flag gathered monsters. Defeat was possible, even expected. What happened next, however, instantly changed the atmosphere. The spear user lowered his weapon and looked toward the fallen Leo. A smile appeared on his face. Not a respectful smile. Not the smile of a victorious warrior. A mocking smile. "So this is the famous Clark family," he said, loud enough for half the arena to hear. "I expected something more impressive." Several spectators frowned. The battle had already ended. There was no need to continue. Unfortunately, the man was not interested in stopping. Leo pushed himself upward, trying to stand. The spear user suddenly stepped forward and kicked him directly in the chest. The kick was not powerful enough to cause serious injury. That was not its purpose. Its purpose was humiliation. Leo rolled across the ground. The spectators immediately erupted in outrage. Even neutral observers looked displeased. The hidden genius laughed openly. "What happened?" he mocked. "Cannot stand anymore? I thought the Clark family produced heroes." High above the battlefield, several Clark family elders stood from their seats. Patriarch Ryan's face darkened. Kevin Clark clenched his fists. Even Mark Smith frowned slightly. The victor had crossed a line. Meanwhile, Tony slowly rose from his seat. At first, nobody paid much attention. They assumed he intended to help Leo. Then they noticed his expression, and the arena gradually became quiet. Those familiar with Tony immediately sensed something was wrong. Very wrong. The smile was gone. The laziness was gone. The playful attitude that constantly surrounded him had disappeared completely. Tony walked forward. Not quickly, not dramatically, just a simple walk. Yet somehow, every step seemed to carry tremendous pressure. The spear user noticed him approaching and laughed. "What?" he asked. "Another Clark family member?" Tony ignored him. He arrived beside Leo first. Without speaking, he extended a hand and helped his brother stand. Leo wiped the blood from his mouth and shook his head. "It is fine," he said. Tony remained silent. Leo suddenly felt uneasy. Because Tony was not looking at him. Tony was looking at the spear user. And there was something terrifying hidden within those eyes. Finally, Tony stepped onto the battlefield. The arena immediately exploded with discussions. The spear user laughed again. What now, he asked. You want revenge? Tony raised his head. His voice remained calm. Far too calm. Academy Master, he called out. Da Vinci looked down. Tony continued. Take this as my second round battle. The entire arena froze. Even Da Vinci narrowed his eyes slightly. A challenge. A direct challenge. The Academy Master turned toward the spear user. Do you agree, he asked. The hidden genius immediately laughed. Why would he not agree? Tony had not fought a single battle today. His reputation mostly came from strange incidents and shameless methods. Defeating him before the entire martial world would only increase his own fame. I agree, he said. Da Vinci studied both young men briefly before nodding. Challenge accepted. The words instantly ignited the entire arena. The spectators jumped to their feet. Even the commentators stopped pretending to remain calm. The spear user casually spun his weapon. I will make this quick, he said. Tony finally looked at him. For some reason, the spear user's confidence wavered slightly. Then Tony spoke. What is your surname? The question confused everyone. The spear user frowned. What? He asked. I asked for your surname, Tony repeated. Parker, the spear user replied. Tony nodded slowly. A faint smile appeared. Yet the smile somehow felt colder than anger. Good, he said. The spear user suddenly felt uncomfortable. Tony continued walking forward. The reason I asked is simple, he said. When somebody humiliates my family in public, I prefer remembering the name attached to the mistake. The spectators became silent. The spear user sneered. You talk too much, he said. His spear exploded forward. The attack was fast. Fast enough that many spectators failed to follow it. Then, something happened. The spear stopped. No, it had not stopped. Tony had disappeared. The hidden genius's expression changed instantly. Where? He thought. Where did he go? The next moment, a strange dragon roar echoed throughout the battlefield. It was not loud, yet somehow every person present heard it clearly. The spear user slowly turned around. Behind him stood Tony, his fist drawn backward. Golden energy coiled around his arm like a living dragon. For the first time since the tournament began, genuine fear appeared in the hidden genius's eyes. And high above the arena, Da Vinci suddenly stood from his seat. Because even he had not expected this. The dragon-shaped energy surrounding Tony's fist felt ancient, powerful, and completely unfamiliar. The punch had not even been thrown yet, but every powerful expert present instinctively focused their attention upon the battlefield. To be continued. Hope you liked today's video. Join the community by subscribing and dropping a like. I'll be back with another update as soon as possible. See you then.